move this a little bit. Look myself. I'm late. I know I am. I decided to take a nap. Should not have taken a nap. Let's keep slowing. There we go. Oh, jeez. Stop falling. Hello. I do not mean to be an hour late. I decided to take a nap, and I should not have taken a nap. And I overslept. So, I look like caca right now. I'm all scruffy and shit. But I'm here. And I have air in my eye. I was so tired. Um, oh yeah, I've been doing a lot more. This one, got that one, this one. I did this one. There's one on my leg. I don't feel like lifting up my leg. It's a phoenix that I did. It's just light. I thought I had something in my beard. Oh, no viewers. Thanks. So a little sleepy. I'm ready to sleep on my eye. Hello. So, on to the good news. Well, two things of good news. I graduated college. Yesterday was my last day. Today I got my cap and gown. If you look on my Instagram, I posted two pictures of me in my cap and gown. One's all nerdified. The other is just regular cap and gown. That's why I was gone for so long. I really had to focus on it because it was my last 2 months. So I had to really focus on it, and now I'm done, and I have all the time in the world to do this and more YouTubing and everything like that. Um, and I'm gonna focus on starting my business as well and getting all that together. Another bit of great news: I lost almost 30 pounds. I'm so happy, and my face even looks like thinner now compared to my other videos. I've been taking care of myself a lot more, working out as much as I can, like 30 minutes to an hour a night, depending on how tired I am. Now I can have more time to do that as well because homework's not going to be looming over my head. And yeah, it's accomplishing goals a little bit at a time. I'm super happy. Though if you look on my Instagram, and you see the one where I'm in the Hokage outfit from Naruto, like Naruto's Hokage outfit. Well, his cape thing. That is my official college graduate photo that I submitted. I didn't submit a normal one. I did that one. So I have the headband and everything. So yeah, that's the one I submitted. and I did it. I'm so proud of it. Ow, whoops! The cat's down there. He wants attention. So yeah, I'm super just. I can't believe I graduated. Like, I really can't believe that. Um, I don't know. I went to Red Lobster today for like a little celebratory lunch. I was good. I had the coconut shrimp. So good. Uh, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do to celebrate. I don't. I have no idea. It feels unreal to me, honestly, that I've actually completed this. Like, I never thought I would be a college graduate at all, because I didn't graduate high school, and it took me till I was like 24, 23, 24 to get my GED, and now I'm a college graduate. Like, it blows my mind. Like, I feel like I'm gonna wake up and it was just like a dream or something, but I can't believe it. Like, I really, really, really cannot believe this. I can't believe I actually did this. This took 2 years to do, like 2 whole years of just struggling with it, but I did it. I can't believe it. I did it. Like, it really, like, it's just unreal to me. And it's like in the past like 2 years, I've come so far. Like, and then upcoming, this coming week, I'll be on testosterone a whole year. Like, I've been on testosterone a whole year now, and that's crazy. Like, I've been on it since June, so I'm coming up on a year. Not only did I in like 2 years went to college, got on testosterone, like graduated college. Now I'm losing, like, the weight I've been trying to lose forever. I can't believe it. I'm like so thrilled. I'm so happy. I don't know. It feels like a dream. I got this magnificent beard going on. I'm so proud of this. I'm not big on fancy. I like the Hokage one too. I knew you'd like that one. I knew you would. That's my favorite one. That's my official graduation picture for my college. I'm not big on like fancy dinners or whatnot. I don't really need fancy. I don't know. It just feels good just to know I did it. Just to be able to share with people that I accomplished something so big. So I don't know. I don't need anything fancy. That's just how I am. I don't need fancy. I'm just happy I did it. Thank you. Hello, thank you for joining us. Thank you. Uh, uh, it was a long road. It was a long road. There was times I didn't think I was gonna do it because of like my past history with completing education stuff. But I pushed myself so hard. Like, it was a grind, and I did it. I finished. I completely finished. I don't even have to log in for school no more. I don't have to do no more assignments. I'm free. I'm free. I'm so free. Thank you. um, there was like things on my mind as well that I've been debating on whether to talk about. Because as you guys know, thank you. Because as you guys know, I'm on TikTok as well. I've been doing some like trans dating problem videos on there. where I talk about it is a good night, where I talk about how difficult it is to date as a trans person. Oh, it's Casey Jitsu. So pretty much Casey and then Jitsu. This is also my new favorite shirt. Jitsu do it. As you can tell, I love Naruto. um, Actually, that's kind of funny. I'm wearing this shirt today, but yeah, on Instagram and on TikTok, it's Casey Jitsu. Yes, I love it. It's so simple. It is so simple, but it's so cool. It is so cool. It's so simple and so cool. Ah, awesome, cool. Thank you. So yeah, on there, I've been talking about how difficult it is to date as a trans person, and I kind of talk about like I kind of went into. You'll see a video of like two like how me and two of my exes broke up. Not you know who, just two I've dated after the fact. Um, but on TikTok as well, I've been seeing a lot of people posting and talking about stuff that they had to deal with in past abusive relationships, and that got me thinking because these people are sharing their experiences, so that way people don't have to what is it like can understand that there's other people out there and maybe it'll help other people as well. Now with me, I've always taken the approach to just not talk about that stuff I went through and just to remain quiet because it was in the past and I didn't feel like I needed to go into detail about any of the stuff I ever went through. And a lot of stuff is pretty bad, what I did go through. Um, I don't know, it was just something that I felt that, I should never talk about and I should never express or put out there. I guess in a way it was I don't understand why. I guess I just felt like I didn't need to like there was no point of it. But going on TikTok and seeing a lot of these and reading through the comments, there is a big like there is a reason why these people are talking about it. It does help other people. It does make other people see, hey, I went through this, you went through this. Let's help other people not go through this, share our experiences because maybe it will relate to someone or another. There was this one girl. Um, I also I did a duet of it because I didn't agree with her saying that if a guy says they had like one or X amount of crazy exes that you shouldn't talk to him because guys are allowed to have crazy exes, but everything else she talks about, I agree with her. And if you find a video, when you find a video of her, go look at her TikTok channel because she talks about a lot of stuff that I even connect with on a very, very deep personal level. And she kind of inspired me to be like, hey, I went through this and I learned from it. Maybe I can help other people with it. And I've been afraid to talk about it. I've been afraid to talk about it because I guess I was just, I don't want pity. I don't want pity at all. I don't want anyone to look and go, oh, I'm so sorry for you. I feel so bad. And that just made me not want to talk about it, but maybe I should. I haven't decided if I should or not yet. It's kind of like personal turmoil. And what shows I'm watching lately, I've been watching Boruto a lot lately. Boruto, the new My Hero Academia season. I'm gonna watch the new Demon Slayer movie soon, and because one of my friends, got me the hookup, and um, so that's yeah, I'm pretty much into watching anime right now. Um, but I don't know. I might start talking about it. probably not, you know who, as much as everyone wants me to talk about all that. That's a can of worms that is deadly to open, you know. I can't open that can of worms at all. I won't. But I wish I could talk about it freely with you guys, but it'll backfire more than anything. You know, I don't want anyone to like. I don't want to. I don't want to start a war. I don't want to start a war. But I will say, this. My ex fiance. That was a relationship. A few of my exes were pretty bad, but my ex of 4 years was pretty bad. It got pretty bad, and not just between me and her, but just where we lived at was pretty bad. I might. It's hard for me to talk like this with, you know, just putting it all out there, because it takes a lot of effort and a lot of like remembering and a lot of taking breaks, and that I still have nightmares to this day about being back where we used to live, and a business management degree. Being back where, being back with her and being back where we used to live. I wake up like terrified, like scared, and I have to check my surroundings, making sure I'm home, because I like that relationship. That relationship really messed with me. It messed with my mind. It still messes with my mind. I lost a lot of self confidence because of that relationship. On top of, who's. But I don't really, I was really young with, who's. So, and that kind of like went into other that me coming out of that one, being so young, that one being my first like, my very first long relationship, kind of paved the way in a way to not realize any red flags, because even when I got into my longest relationship of 4 years, I was only 20 years old. Yeah, I mean, the relationship I got in when I was 20, that lasted till when I was 24. That one took a very, 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 very long time to get over, and it not the fact that I had to get over her, but a lot of the damage that happened in that relationship. Um, I have a grip of trust issues, a grip of trust issues because of that particular relationship and how it ended. Um, I've had a of I've been in a lot of relationships where I got cheated on. I have. I don't know what it is, why it happens. I try to be the best I can be for these people. I try to give my whole heart and soul, but it seems like cheating is the biggest thing in the world right now. I'm not saying it just happens to me. It's just the biggest thing in the world right now. It happens to a lot of people right now, and I don't understand it. It's sad. But that particular, how that ended in cheating was really like, it broke me into a million pieces, and to this day, that is my biggest fear. That is my biggest fear, that I will always be cheated on, and I will never be enough. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's heartbreaking when you feel like that's all you attract is cheaters. And I'm not saying, now, not all my exes were cheaters. Some of us, me, some of the people I dated, they ended on a, it was just mutual, which I actually appreciate those. I appreciate those breakups, because there was no cheating. It was just, hey, it's not working out, and that was like, that was like a refreshing breakup. Like, I didn't know breakups could be so, like, oh, like, wow. Um, Unfortunately, I've had many not so great breakups. When I was 25, I just turned 25. I was dating a girl, and we weren't dating that long. 2 months, about a month and a half. We were dating, and we knew each other. We knew each other for a good bit before then. We knew, and um, I guess it wasn't working out. It's fine. Sometimes relationships don't work out. Instead, instead of just ending it, like two mature adults came home from work. She was gone. A lot of things were gone, and that's how I found out that we were broken up. Not to mention, before that happened, I spent money. Like I dropped like two stacks, couple stacks on two very expensive things for this person, and it ended like that. That was just, and they knew my previous relationship, that 4 year relationship. They knew how that person treated me, and then that happened, and that was just, that broke my heart, but also was like, wow, no one in this world has respect. Like, I'm not just talking like little things we're missing. Okay, all the incense, okay, in my all this nice incense, because I love incense. Okay, I love the stick incense that's oil. Like at the swap meet over here, you can get them. It smells so good. Um, I love the incense. All those were gone. My food was cleaned out almost, like all my ramen. And not just like you go to Kroger or Publix or whatever, and you get the matcha ramen. No, it was the mamas, the really like ramen, the fancy Asian ramen that you get from the Asian markets were all gone, and then it was just crazy. Like, how do you come home and stuff is gone like that? That, like, it broke my heart, but it was like, wow, that's no respect. There's just no respect. What would you like? Wow. Do you feel like people in the trans community? Oh, sorry. I do. Honestly, yes, I do believe they are over sexualized, and sometimes I believe that they're only looked at for their parts. Like, I've had someone, oh yeah, I did dodge a bullet. I did dodge a bullet, but that was just a horrible way to dodge it. Then she had the gall, 2 months, 2.5 months after the fact, around Valentine's Day, right? I get text from an unknown number. It's them. It's her. She told me, I don't know why I'm blocked on Facebook, to apologize for how it went down. And then I remember clearly the end of the text message. For what it's worth, happy Valentine's Day. Like, what? For what it's worth, happy Valentine's Day. Yeah. Now back to the, I know I talk like here. Yes, I do believe they're over sexualized. Thanks. They are over sexualized a lot. I have a friend who's trans, female to male, and he's gay. Believe me, over sexualized and fetishized. You know what I'm trying to say? Is really bad when it comes to gay trans men. I could not believe the messages I seen from him. I could not believe the way these men to him. it was like they just, wow. No, I don't get any contact at all, and that's why, uh, as much as as much as I would want to talk about, things that happened in that time, I don't, because I don't want that to happen. I don't want to open that can of worms. And yeah, I know, like a lot of my friends tell me, you have every right to talk about what happened, because a lot of my friends, a lot of people knew what happened in that time frame. They try to get me to talk about it on here, but in my mind, it is not worth the hassle that will come from that. And as much as it that's the part of my life I will only have to talk about in therapy. Um, who is in a functional relationship when they are 15 years old? I mean, it. I mean, I get, it was a young and naive, and it was a young relationship. I'm just gonna put it that way. It was very young. It was young. I was young. Yeah. See, there's just some exes you just don't talk about. You just, yeah. I mean, I agree with that. There's just some exes you just don't talk about, and that, unfortunately, that's going to be one of them. That one is, I sort through it in therapy because I have to, but here, no. Here is not a place I will do that. It's just too much drama that will come with it. Other aspects and other things I went through, yes, that will, I will talk about that in bits and pieces, because it's hard to talk about that. It's hard to. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. See, that's when it's hard. When you have kids too, because when you get out of relationships and you have kids, like, I feel for you guys that have to do that. Um, that has to be one of the hardest things, especially if it was a bad one, and you divorced or split, whatever it was. I feel for people in that predicament, because that predicament can be a real pain in the paticus. Um, I That makes me fear having kids. Honestly, I one thing I don't think you guys knew. Not a lot of people know. I don't talk about it because it hurts. When I was with my ex of 4 years, she had a son, and from about 9 months to he was like almost 5, I helped raise him. I did a lot, and when we broke up, that made me that hurt more than the breakup, because I never got to see him ever again at all. And, like, even though there was promises made that I'd be able to FaceTime, whatnot, that never happened. I know he's safe, and I know he's well taken care of with the people he's with. But that broke me in more ways than I thought I could ever break. And as much as when I was younger, I wanted to get in a relationship, have kids, get married and have kids. That scarred me to the point where I'm now on the fence of having kids because of that kind of breakup, because I fear that kind of breakup now. Uh, am I happy not having kids? No. I really love that, and I enjoyed that part of my life. I liked being a parent figure, I always wanted to be a parent, and that, fulfilled my wish and hopes and dreams. But to feel that pain after the breakup, that's something that I never want to feel again. I don't want to, and he was just a stepson, really. Like, but I mean, not even just a stepson. Like, he was. I called him my son, and I couldn't imagine going through that again. Once I could not bear it. Like, the breakup was nothing compared to that pain. Like, the breakup and the betrayal in that, and at the end, was nothing compared to that pain at all. And it does something to you. It does something to your heart. It does something to your soul and your mindset. And as much as you want to have that kind of relationship again, and you want to go and you want to find someone to marry and settle down with and have kids with, that will always be one of my fears. I don't care. Like, at first, the biggest fear was being cheated on. No, not anymore. My biggest fear is having a family and it being ripped away from me like it was before. Like, it was just like an overnight thing. I can go into details what I did, how much I did, but I did a lot. I did a hell of a lot. And at the end of the relationship, I find out what happened. Okay, we had a group of friends, right? That we all like hung out with online, everything like that. And I remember clearly the whole week that led up to it. Clearly. Oh, thank you. Um, what'd you go to college for? But anyway, the whole week leading up to it, we were good. You know, we were living in a nice place. It wasn't the best place. Oh, architecture. That's cool. We were living in a nice place. It wasn't it wasn't the fanciest place. It was an extended stay, but it was really nice. It was proper. It was nice. It was great. It was a walk away from the grocery store. It was right there by the mall. It was good. Like, everything was good. And as time went on, I thought everything was fine. She'd forget something and go bring it to her at her job. I would cook, I would do laundry, I would make sure things were clean, and lay clothes out, everything like that. And I was like house husband. And one day, I don't know when I started getting these suspicions. It just, something in my gut was like, I feel something off. Um, yeah, almost. I would not say out of nowhere, because I started getting an inkling. I started getting a suspicion, like a really like gut suspicion, and I was like, I don't want this to be true, but I can't fight. I can't fight this feeling. So she had a phone, and she had the Sailor Moon game on it, and I would play it, but I would also look to see if any. I felt bad. I know that's an invasion of privacy, but I swore to everybody, like, I dated ever since then, that's not something I'll do, because not anymore. Because, well, why would I? I can see the sign. I can see the signs without snooping now, because I've been through so much. I can I can see the signs, and you can't put anything past these eyes anymore. You can't put anything past these eyes. I know the tall tale signs. I know how people act. I can just be like, okay, well, all right, I see it. I see it. Now let me. Yeah, yeah. I don't need proof anymore. Like, I can tell by mannerisms now, which is bad. I guess it's good but bad, you know. Um, so, I went through. I found a little bit of flirty text between her and our friend, but it was nothing that I was suspicious about because it could go either way, and there wasn't enough evidence for me to say, "Hey, this is happening." I think she caught on because I wasn't seeing a lot of things in the phone anymore. She started getting smart up there, right? The day, okay, so the day, not the day I found out, the day before I found out, we were like together almost 4 years. Okay, I remember this clearly in my head, clear as day. We were having dinner. Computer was setting up right there. She was on the computer like that. I was sitting like cross, like I am right here. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was sitting across like I'm right here, right? Look over at her. I just have, I know I have love in my eye when I do look at her. I had love in my eyes. And I went, I really love you. I'm so glad that we've made it this far out of everything we've been through. I can't believe you love me so much to be with me this long. I just went on like that. I remember those words clearly. I can't believe you've loved me this long and have stayed with me this long. And I even held her hand all nice. She was like, "Oh, I love you too, baby. I love you back." All that sweet words. And see, for me, I always give the benefit of the doubt. Now I'm very reluctant to give benefit of the doubt. It's either I have a suspicion, prove me wrong, or this is it. This is it. Um, the next day, the next day, I went. She went to the restroom, right? And her computer. I think she was allowing me to find it. Open computer. Evidence. And the second thing was, I told her, um, as I tell everyone, I don't care if you have a crush on anyone. It's when you act upon it. Everyone gets crushes. It doesn't matter if you're in a relationship or not. You get crushes on celebrities. You can have like a coworker crush. It's when you act upon it is when I have a problem. You can't help but get crushes. I know this. I know this. It's stupid to say, how dare you have a crush on someone? Obviously, you're going to cheat on me. No, are you going to, I don't even care if you tell me or not. But me and her had like this open relationship where we would, not open relationship, but this openness in our relationship where we didn't hide that fact. Like, yeah, I think it's just a stupid little thing, and this and that. More so like, I don't know like how to explain it, but I was never gonna act upon it ever. She told me she had this little crush. Promised me she would never act upon it. She knew I was never gonna act upon it ever. I made it clear in the whole friend group, I'm with someone, even to the person I had like this little like fleeting crush for. No, I can't wait to marry my fiance. This and that, this and that, this and that. Clear as day. Everyone knew. Everyone knew. I was madly in love with her. I wanted to marry her. Everything. Everyone knew this. We were that couple in the friend group. Didn't matter. We were that couple. When I opened that computer and I saw those messages saying, she was trying to push me to act she was going to try to push me to act upon my crush. That way she could leave me and she could leave me for that person. And that other person was like, yeah, do it so we can be together. That hurt. I chose to be loyal. I chose to be loyal to the very end. And she tried to make it to where she could use me as a scapegoat so she could be the good person in the whole thing. That broke me so hard. 4 years and raising that boy down the drain. Down the damn drain. I was so broken, so hurt, so mad. I remember yelling at the top of my lungs, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. That's all I felt was just that's all I could say was I hate you. I couldn't say anything else. Just I hate you. I hate you. Just because of what she did. We stayed together because she said she didn't want to lose me. We stayed together for 2 more months after that fact. I couldn't trust her. I did it because I didn't want to lose the family I had. No, I don't see the child anymore. I haven't in 4 years, 5 years now. 5 years. I haven't seen him. We stayed together 2 months after the fact. Where she would get mad that I wasn't trusting her, which I have every right not to. I was so depressed. I was so sad. I was in autopilot. I was doing everything I could for her just to prove my worthiness. Just to prove that I'm the right choice. The crappy thing was, our friend, they were my friend too, knew we were together, knew about the kid, and still chose to act on that. I asked one night that friend, are you two planning anything? Because if you are, tell me now. This was the night before we broke up. If you are, tell me now. No, I love you too much and respect you too much to do that to you. That day, I took her on a date. I spent money on her. $500-600. Nice date. But I was still wary. Next day, we go to pick her up from work, me and my mom. And I get text messages saying, I need to quit asking if she's doing all this because I'm ruining the friend group and I'm making drama out of nothing. That night she left me for her. At Walmart. Took her to Walmart. She came out of the bathroom, told me it was over. Just like that. I have not had a long-lasting relationship ever since then. It took me so long. It took me till now to be able to give enough trust to somebody, but I still don't trust that I'm enough. Like, I couldn't believe that happened. I was so hurt that happened. And boy, that it sucked. It sucked so hard. That whole relationship was so... She made me feel like smaller than the smallest microbe on the planet. I believed I wasn't normally smart. I would be called dumb and stupid. I hate being called stupid now. Like, that's a big trigger for me, is being called stupid. I was called that so much that I started to believe that I was dumber than everyone on this earth. I started to admire people for how smart they were. I didn't think I was normally smart. I would always tell myself, I want to be normal smart. That's why it's such a big accomplishment that I finished college. Because I feel smart. I feel like I'm actually smart. It took a lot of time to undo the stuff that she put in my head. it took a lot of time to undo a lot of the fear I had of certain things, especially where we live. The worst thing that ever happened was, well, one night she was having an episode, and I thought I was going to die. I was trying to help her, trying to calm her down. She got on top of me, started strangling me. And I don't mean just like, trying to strangle me. I mean, she was strangling me. My vision was going dark. I made peace with the fact that she was probably going to kill me right then and there. And my mom was going to have to fly out to where we were currently living and identify my body. That's how hard she was strangling me. That's how much oxygen I couldn't get. My vision was going dark, and all I remember that night was telling her, I don't know how this made her get off of me. I couldn't even get her hand. Like, her hands were so deep on my throat. I was trying my hardest to get her hands off of me, but she was so strong in this episode, so strong in this episode, that I couldn't lift them off my throat. And I just kept thinking, I don't want her to feel guilty if this happens, if I end up dying from this. I don't want her to feel any guilt. So I got out the words, I love you. Somehow that made her let go. Don't know how or why. That made her let go. That was, I don't even know where they are at all. I have no idea where they are, and I like to keep it that way. That was a hell of a time to deal with. A lot, and that's just, I show mercy because there's no reason to show hate. I try to show respect to the end because there's no reason to become like them. Do I question why I do this all the time to people who obviously don't deserve it? Yes. That's just the way I work. That's just how my heart is. I can't be mean to these people. I can't, as much as, and I'll tell you, like, there's times I wish I can air out all the dirty laundry. I could just take revenge, but that's just not who I am. I'm not going to just air out dirty laundry from XXXXX. I could, but I won't, because that doesn't do anything. All it does is start a war. All it does is it gives me peace in the moment, like, I got back at you. But then I'm gonna have to deal with the after effects, Like, I told people this. I told my therapy this, especially with. I don't even have to mention it. There's so much dirty laundry. So much. There's so much I wish I could say that happened in our relationship. But that's not worth causing a war. Does it hurt that I can't? Of course it does. It hurts I can't tell, like everyone. It hurts that I keep it to myself. It hurts me more than anything. Because a part of me is like, I wish you could just see everything. I wish I could tell you everything. But it's not worth the battle. That's just too much of a battle. That's when I talk about my other exes, it's easier because I trust. Now, I don't want no one to find these people. That's why I don't give names. I don't want no one to, find these people, talk all this mad stuff, right? I know how dirty it was to me when it was done. I want to talk about the stuff with my ex-fiance, with family, but I don't like crying in front of people. And that would bring me to tears. It still brings me to tears to this day to talk about beginning to end, because it's just so much. And I hold it because it's just the looks I am given when I talk about it to people, of like, how could you just, like, it's just, I guess it's not pity, it's just sorrow, that it's this look of sorrow that I had to go through it. And it's like, yeah, I know it's bad, but there was things in my life that made me feel like it was worth living through it, because there was things I just could not, there was just, I was caught between a rock and a hard place for my 20s, in my 20s, for like half of them. Wait, I didn't see it. Would it be weird for someone from this stream to message you? It is bad to keep it in. Now, messaging someone from the stream, I'm not gonna do that, because that's just, I don't want it to get leaked out. I will, like I said, especially if you're referring to you know who, I'm not gonna talk. That's specifically my therapist and family. That's specifically them. No one else. Now with my other exes, I'm trying to open up more. And it's just a lot of, because I lived in, when I left Arizona, I'll start from the beginning. When I was in my 20s, my home life was not that great. It was not that great at all. So I had my ex-fiance lived on the East Coast. I live on the West Coast, obviously. She lived on the East Coast. And I went. I left. I left everything I knew and loved and family behind, because of everything that was going on here when I was 20 years old. It was just so bad. I just couldn't stay. I just couldn't. For my health, my personal health, I could not stay. It was just too much for me to handle. So I left. And before people ask me, well, then did you have any family that could help you? No, I did not. There was a lot of going on. There's family that probably would have helped me if I reached out to them, yes. But there was a lot going on where I learned I was adopted. I was only 2 years out since I learned I was adopted. I didn't know that part of my family well enough to even be like, hey, this is going on, help. And I felt bad for it. When I was younger, I felt bad for any minuscule help me I could get. So the family did know there wasn't help. So I left. I left and I went to the East Coast. And for a while, it was okay. I stayed there for 3 years. It was okay for 2 months. Okay? It was okay for 2 months. First 2 weeks was okay. And then shit hit the fan. We ended up living with my ex's ex for a while. That hurt and that sucked. Plus, where I live, Bible Belt, super homophobic, super racist. Not a very good combination to live, but I was like, hey, it's better than being where I am, where I was. Lived there for a month. Kicked out. We went to one of her friends, they treated me like a slave. Like a slave. I'm not in the South. I went back home. I'm in Arizona. I'm home now. I'm not going back to South. Period. End story. No. Not at least not the state I was in. Not the state I was in. Ever. Ever again. That I have nightmares being back there, and I wake up in like cold sweat, everything. I have like literal nightmares being back there, and I get so scared that that I'm gonna wake up and be there again. We lived with one of her friends. One of her friends she kind of met. It wasn't, it was weird. I'm not gonna name the state because I feel like too much information will backfire on me. But it's close to Georgia, okay? It's close to Georgia. Right next door to Georgia. I'll say that. It's right next door to Georgia. You're the closest. Okay? Yeah. I think you can probably guess by there. They treat me like a slave. I had to cook, clean, serve like 10 people. I was beaten up a lot. A lot. And when I stood up for myself, I was kicked out. Middle of the night, no shoes, raining. Me and my ex walked to her dad's house. Still no shoes. Slept there. She told me that I'm going to have to stay in a homeless shelter while she goes to live with her ex. Couldn't find a homeless shelter in the middle of August. So you all know that who have lived or live in the South, how it is with the humidity in the summertime, in August. Dead of August. It's unbearable. It's unbearable. I love Arizona for the dry heat. Yes, it sucks. I do not want humidity heat ever again. I was living in a car, sleeping and hiding in the car, no water, like blanket over me, that way no one could see, barn, back and forth, because I couldn't find a homeless shelter. Finally, my mom sent me money when I told her what was going on to get a place. Got a place. And she wanted her ex to move in with us. That went south. I hated it, but she argued and argued and argued and argued with me, and I was like, I just want a place to live. Fine. At that point, I was 21 years old. And we lost the place because of this. Moved back to her ex's house. In between that time, her ex's father's friend saw me, told me to get in his car, took my phone away from me, and said, tell me where you want me to take you, because you're never going to see them again. Let me tell you, I cried. I cried and I begged. I begged and pleaded to at least let me get my clothes. That's what saved me from being dropped off God knows where. Like, God knows where. I was completely terrified. Right after that, would always hide, didn't want to show my face anywhere. I was afraid this person was going to pick me up and take me God knows where because he believed that my ex and her ex should be together, and I just need to be out of the picture. After that, ended up having to move to her best friend's place. Let me tell you, those two people I will never forget. They were the kindest, sweetest, best people I've ever lived with, because they saw how hard I tried. They saw the effort I put into everything. I will never forget them, and I always tell people they were the best people I've ever lived with, and my ex messed that up. But I'll never forget them and their kindness, and I thank them Like, I thank them. I wish I could thank them by name. I can't, but I thank them so much. If they ever see this, you know who you are. You know who I'm talking. You know I'm talking about you guys. Thank you. That was hard. It was hard to live there with her, with with my ex, arguments and whatnot. You know, she was going through a custody battle with her son. She was not get a job. Period. I was working, but of course we weren't married. So me working did not have any say or pull on her. Ended up losing. She lost custody of him. She only had like every other every other weekend visitation, and that broke my heart. Still refused to get a job. Didn't see him. Her ex kept him from her for 8 months. Didn't get to see him at all for 8 long months. That was the longest ever. I was the one begging and pleading to get her to get visitation rights. After the whole living with her friend, back that got an argument, so we ended up moving nowhere. We lived in the van, in the wintertime, or negative 19 degrees. No heat in the van, nothing at all. Like there was a window busted out, so I had to like cover it with blankets just to try to get heat in there. And there was barely any like way to keep warm. And she was cold, so what I would do is I would pile our clothes and blankets on her, and I would just stay up all night shivering because I didn't want her to suffer. I wanted her to be warm. I wanted her to sleep good. I was working night shifts, but I figured, I could sleep in the daytime when the sun hits the van just right and warms it up. And that's how we lived for like 3 months in the van like that. 3 months. But probably two. Probably felt like 3 months, but it was like two. Got a nice little trailer, like RV trailer, like the 1 bedroom ones. It was nice. It was beautiful. It was nice. She wasn't working, and I couldn't hold up the bills on my own. At that time, minimum wage was $7.25 an hour, and our rent was $200 every 2 weeks, so $400 a month. I could not keep up with that. Plus getting like essentials, plus gas in the car. I couldn't even afford insurance, so I was getting ticket after ticket after ticket after ticket. I'm still paying off those tickets to this day. That's why I can't. I know how to drive. I can drive, but I'm still paying off those tickets because I couldn't afford insurance plus rent plus gas. I couldn't do it. And she finally started working after we lost that place, so we lived in the van again. But it was a little bit warmer, so it was a little bit more bearable. Then it was hotel stays. We stayed in a hotel for a long time until we got our income tax, and we moved into a trailer. But she wanted her ex's current girlfriend to live there. And she did, to my protest. I just did not want. I was so tired all the time. I did not want to live in a hotel anymore. I did not want to live in the van. I was fine. Just, it's temporary. It was never temporary. Then her ex came to live with us. Cost us that place because it was with the landlord he had not very good interactions with. Cost us that place. Plus my ex wasn't paying the rent. And at that time, I ended up losing my job. So it was hard. It was so hard. I was trying to find work. We ended up having to move. We moved to a place where there was no electricity or water for a minute because we had to pretty much scrape and scrounge to get money to turn these things on. We were without power for a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. In summer, we had cold water. Thank God. It took so long to get that place. Okay. That was the longest place to stay. That was a year. 1 whole year. It was nice until shit went down again. Arguments started happening. We got put in the middle of her ex and his current girlfriend's breakup. That was fun. That sucked. The best thing that came out of that, I ended up going to church out there. I loved it so much. I got the her my son and her ex's girlfriend's son involved in church and Sunday school. Would take him every Sunday. Well, when that argument happened, our roommate, my ex's ex-girlfriend, contacted the church and told them I was transgender. They only knew me as a guy. She contacted them and said I was transgender and that I was lying to them the whole time. She made sure I could never go back to that church or get help from them ever again because of that. That was so petty. So petty. And that hurt so much. Moved again to another hotel. Stayed there until we came back here because we were running out of options. And between living at that trailer and in a hotel, I had a stroke. That was the scariest thing in my life. I was 23 years old and I had a stroke. I couldn't believe it at all. That was the scariest thing in my life. This arm, my left arm, it still has damage to it. I can't grip as hard with this hand as I can with this one. It was intense and crazy and terrifying. When we came back here, I was so happy to be home with my family, with my friends, with everything I ever grew up with. Hello. With everything I ever grew up with and you. I was gone for 3 years, and I never want to leave this state again. And then, of course, what I told you guys, everything led up to us breaking up. Like 6 months after we came back here. I was told she was cheating on me before then with her ex-boyfriend. As much as she denied it after it came out that she was cheating on me with one of our friends, I can't just not believe that now. So like the whole year, the first year we were together, she probably cheating on me. I mean, he had all evidence. I was dumb enough not to believe it. A part of me was like, why didn't I just come home beforehand? That's right, because there was things here I did not want to come home to. It's terrible being stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't recommend it for anybody. That relationship scarred me a lot. From that relationship, I can pick out cheating habits and behaviors. The sneaking, the lying, the way, I can tell the way someone looks at you or looks at me. I can tell now. It's ugly to know that, but it's also helpful to know that. I've had relationships come and go from then. And it took me a long time it's still taking me a long time to trust outwardly. But I tell people, I will trust you to a point. My trust is like rice paper. It's easily damaged, and once it's damaged, it's not coming back. Don't try to play me as a fool, because I know, I can see it. I'm not a fool. I'm not a fool. If you don't have any feelings for me, if you don't want to be with me anymore, that's fine. I'm not going to beg you to stay. There's no reason to beg you to stay. If you don't want me, you don't want me. I'm not going to beg you to stay with me if you don't want me. But have respect enough for me, for yourself, to end it before cheating happens. So I ask. Don't use me as a fallback. Do not use me as a fallback. I don't want to be a fallback. I'm not a safety net. It took me a long time to get to that point, to feel like I don't need to be a safety net for someone. They don't need to finagle around and then, oh yeah, I'll be here to catch you when you fall. No, not anymore. And am I dating now? No. Do I want to date? No. No, I'm enjoying being single. I enjoy it so much because it's hard for me to open myself up to a relationship again, especially after the last one I had, very last one I had, which was last year. So after that I was like, no, I'm fine. I have no drive to be in one. Yeah, do I miss having someone to love and support and, fall asleep cuddling with? Oh, especially cuddles. I'm a sucker for cuddles. Some people, love sex to like the highest degree. I don't know if YouTube's gonna get mad at me for that, saying the S word. I know TikTok would. Some people love, some people love that. Like, that is the most important part of the relationship. No, for me, the most important part for me in a relationship is being cuddled. I want to cuddle. That is my love language. Come here, let me hold you and hug you and cuddle you and fall asleep with, holding you. Play with my hair. Just touch me. Hold my hand. Lay on my shoulder. Something. That's how I feel that you love me. That's how I feel that you care about me, is if you want to cuddle with me. Okay, sex is a bonus. I swear I saw something out the corner of my eye right there. It scared me. Beyond demon. Or ghost. And playing tricks on me. I'm thirsty and this is delicious. I like cuddles. I like cuddles. Come here, let me cuddle you. Come lay your head right here. Ow! That tattoo's fresh. Come here and lay your head here. Let me hold you while you fall asleep. Let's just watch a movie and cuddle. Sex is a bonus for me. Okay? I have to have a connection with you to want to, I have to have an emotional connection with you. I can't just screw and be gone. I can't do that. I can't. I have too much respect for the person, too much respect for myself. My hands are more manly. Sorry, off track. I just want to, I do miss cuddling, but I do miss having that love. But I don't miss it enough to want to go and find someone. Eventually it will happen. Eventually, maybe I'll be in a relationship in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. I don't know. Maybe it'll be in 6 months, 8 months, whatever. When it happens, it happens. But I'm not, my heart isn't ready. Soul isn't ready. My mind isn't ready. When I think about being in a relationship, I get anxiety. I love myself. Believe me, I love myself. But I don't love how I am in relationships. It's empty and I'm sad. I want another. I love myself. I do. I actually, I'm at the point where I love myself. I'm working on myself to love myself more. I can tell I've lost a lot of weight. I can tell I am more manly. Even my hands are more manly, and I'm so glad. Okay, you may not notice this. You may not know this because, well, you'd have to see me in person. I have tiny hands. I have small hands. They look big on here. They're not that big. They're small. They're small. I don't know how to compare them to whatever that I have that you would know the size. You would know the size. They're small. Like they're small. I'm trying to find something. So, okay. We all know this is a 1.75 ounce of aquifer. Okay, it's almost as big as my hand. It's like I'd say it's like 2 inches from being like the size of my hand. Okay, you pick up one of these bottles. Yeah, see, my middle finger is like small. Um, I don't know where I was going with that. I just started ranting that small hands. Uh, but yeah, I do love myself. I just don't. I just don't feel like being in a relationship right now. I'm okay with being single. I can do what I want whenever I want. Don't have to worry about the other person. As ugly as that sounds, I don't have to worry about that. I can be up all night playing video games if I want to. I can wake up and not have to worry about the morning. I can, I can open my laptop and spend time downloading music, not having to worry about, oh, I have to give someone attention. I don't have to worry about that. And I'm pretty happy with that. I don't have to worry about, social engagement with their family. Um, I don't have to worry about plans. It's just right now I'm just not wanting to worry about that. I want to focus on me, opening my business, doing my YouTube, doing stuff that I did not have time for in the 2 years I was in school. Doing more tattoos. You'll probably see more tattoos on me. I want to color this one, the Yang Xiaolong symbol that I did on me. And the reason why I did this one actually has meaning. The reason why I did this one on me is because after the whole breakup with my fiance, like the song "I Burn" from Yang's song from Ruby. That personally, I love that song personally because anytime I think of getting down, anytime I think about people trying to hold me down, I listen to that song, and I'm just like, yeah, f all of you guys. So that's why I have this like above my heart to remind me that this one says dreams, reminds me to follow my dreams. This is a tribal art of the Filipino like flag because I'm part Filipino. I just wanted the fox. Let me tell you, this hurt. This hurt more than any of the ones I put on my body. Okay, it hurt so bad. So warning you, if you want a finger tattoo, you're in for some pain. And when it's healing, it's so itchy. But you can't scratch it because it hurts. And you can't scratch it because you don't want to scratch it. I have to redo the sundial. This is for my favorite teacher that I had in high school that really like didn't give up on me. Like she did not give up on me one bit. Like she told me how it is, was super real with me, and I ended up working as hard as I could, even though I didn't graduate. It was because of math. So bad at math. Math just never resonated in my mind. Don't know how I complete business school. I mean, I had to take finances, but I mean, it wasn't like it was geometry really that messed with me, and in finances, it was dealing with money, and I could deal with money. Don't mess with my money. It's like, you trying to shortchange me, huh? Let me just, all right, go find it out real quick. Finances, money, I got you. Geometry, physics, any of that? No, no, no. I'm just gonna pass that along. So it was the math courses that made me. But that teacher really she holds a special place in my heart. Because without her, I would not have tried so hard in school. And I would not have, like, gotten to the point of, if I could have just did well in math, I would have graduated. She was the most realist teacher ever. I remember, I was a sophomore. I had her twice. I had her as a sophomore and as a senior. I fought to have her as a senior. Um, as a sophomore, I was really like tired of trying because math was so hard. So I was like, why should I even try in any of my classes? You know, math is hard for me. You know, I'm never gonna get it. So why should I even bother with any of my other classes? Well, she didn't like that. I had her last class of the day. It was world history. We were in the Greek mythology part of world history. I am a nerd for Greek mythology. I love Greek mythology. I will sit there and I will school someone on Greek mythology. I love it so much. Like I haven't obviously, Sundial. We have a running joke because me and her love Hercules, the movie Hercules. And one time I dressed up as a sundial dude, and ever since then it's been a running joke. Anytime we message each other on Facebook, see each other, we do that. You want to buy a sundial? So that's why there's a sundial on my hand that I have to go over because the color didn't take to my skin very well. I was the doodler. Exactly. I was the doodler in class. I drew. I still love drawing. Now it's just it helps me think, and like my college teachers. Oh, physics. Mom, physics. Uh, I drew. I had notebooks. Like I would get notebooks in the beginning of the school year. I would have one for each class because I had 6 classes in high school, and each one was always by the mid uh, semester. By the end of the first semester, they're all filled with drawings. All of them, just doodles, drawings, anime drawings, precisely anime drawings. From Naruto to FLCL, Inuyasha, my own characters, writing stories, fan fictions, role plays. I was real. That's all I did. So what I did was in her class, I drew a lot. Did not pay attention. Yet when it came to answering questions about Greek mythology, some Egyptian, like I love Egyptian too, but not as much as Greek. Roman mythology, and that was the first stuff we learned about. My hand would always go up. Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, I was right. I'd say maybe 40-30% of the time. But when we got to the Greek mythology part and Roman mythology, my hand would always shoot up. We get the test, I'd ace the test. We do the homework, I'd do great at the homework. But I wouldn't pay attention in class, and I wouldn't do the classwork, and she would catch me drawing. One day before class ended, I remember she was sitting on her desk. That's one of our desks. Like this. Sure, she had one foot down, and then one foot kind of like dangling on the desk, kind of like that typical like teacher look, right? She goes, I was like, oh crap, here I go. Yes, you stop bullshitting me. The word bullshit got to me because no teacher I have ever had used the word bullshit or cussed. They were always like, no, you don't cuss, you don't cuss. No, Sheila, you need to quit the bullshit. Sorry? You need to start paying attention in class. Start doing the class work. I know you're smart. You ace the test. You do the homework. You can answer the questions. You realize you do that more than anyone else in this class? If you do not get your act together, I will kick your ass out of my class. What are you going to do? I'm going to do better. Okay. The rest of the year, I did better. I don't know what. I don't know why at that point I was like, I respect her. I respect this teacher. I can't mess with that one. She is the coolest, funniest, most amazing teacher I have ever had. ever had. And when I ended up failing her class the second semester because I wasn't there a lot, like it was due to my attendance. So I fought to make up the credit in my senior year. They didn't want to give it to me. See, Egyptian's cool, but there's nothing on Greek mythology. Greek mythology is so good. I fought to have this teacher. They didn't want to give it to me because they didn't want to take away my elective. They ended up giving me art as an elective. I hated taking art class because I could not stand. Hold on. I could not stand being told what to draw, how to draw it, when to draw it. You know, there's only so many times I could draw a line, thick line, squiggly, 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 circle, 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 square. There's only so much I could take of that. So I was like, I don't want to be in art class. But you're good at art. I don't want to be in art class. I do not want to be in art class. I will not do my work. I like drawing my own way. Take me out of this class. If you take me out and you put me in history class, I will ace the class. I need to make it up anyway, don't I? So, you know, I'm asking for this class. Why aren't you giving me this class? They ended up giving me the class, and they gave me her specifically because I kept asking for her. And we have still been in contact for over 10 years. She's still on my Facebook. And I highly respect her. She is a Jewish mother. So that kind of was like, no wonder she wasn't afraid to talk to me like that. But yeah. Oh, I've been on here almost an hour and a half. My lord. And it's late. I'm going to end this here. I will be back. I will be back next Friday. I'm going to start trying to do these every Friday now. I'm going to be on TikTok. I'm going to start my videos again since I'm done with school. And follow me on Instagram. I don't do videos there, but they're the same as TikTok. But I'm going to be doing more TikToks about dating problems for trans people. And I'm going to be here a lot more and start to open up a lot more about stuff. And just be funny and just talk to you guys. So I will see you all next Friday. I will try not to be late. Between 7 and 8 o'clock, I will be here. I'm going to give myself a good bit of time. I love you all. Thank you for supporting me so long. Thank you for dealing with my antics and my lack of schedule. And I will have a schedule. I will have a schedule. I love you all. Hope you have a good night. And if it's the day where you're at, I hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful day. Also, sister, where it's flooding, I hope, you have a canoe so you can, paddle out. I saw the pictures on Facebook. Pretty much go fishing. Stand outside and bloop, just fish. Probably catch a shoe or a wallet going by. I love you all. Stay safe. Take care. I'll see y'all Friday. Bye. How do I end this?